brothers.
Yeah, you mess up the hole.
Don't mess up the hole.
You don't want to mess up the hole. The hole's very important.
And see, this is right here what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you come up on a freaking news program and you're the serial killer, this will be on. And they're like, it was right there.
It's a how-to.
It was blatantly obvious.
How-to or what for?
How did you not know that your friend was a serial killer?
He was such a kind and gentle fellow. How many times they say that one? He was very quiet and he kept to himself.
All those shredded breakfast boxes in his backyard. Serial killer.
I'm not.
They're great.
I'm not. Okay, that was kind of funny.
Lucky Charms.
It's funny. Dwayne can come up with these things. What was it? The
weapon of choice.
Weapon of choice, and it's like
he's an Irish serial killer who beats you to death with a box of Lucky Charms.
No, what kind of hammer?
Yeah, what kind of? I
would use a carpenter hammer.
I said I would use a framing hammer.
A framing hammer, and you're the carpenter hammer.
No, he was the big
sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
Yeah, and I said I would use Arm & Hammer.
Right.
Yeah. Box of baking soda. You can do a lot of damage with a box of baking soda. Have you ever had my cookies?
I have, as a matter of fact.
I'm just saying.
You don't need to make it. They don't got to be so hard on your teefuses.
I'm not going to eat it.
Your toofus? Toofus or teefus?
I'm the one doing the cereal. Well, who's this new latest? Who is he?
Who?
The new latest serial.
Is it Gilgo Beach Killer? Is that what they're called?
The architect.
Is that like from Lord of the Rings?
The architect guy.
The Bilbo Beach.
Oh,
I don't know, but he's a big. What is with these giant? Do they buy serial killer by the pound? Because he's a big dude.
He's a big dude, big goofy looking dude.
And he killed a bunch of people.
I don't know. I have not been keeping up with it. I know he's in the headlines, but
I'm serious. When they had that, I guess it was the France news reporter or whatever to come do the interview, and they told him, they asked him if there's one tool that you can only have one tool. What's the one tool that you would have to do your job? And it's like, well, it's a carpenter hammer, and he was quick.
That
carpenter hammer
killing tool that Javier Bardem had in No Country for Old Men, the one they used to put cows down with.
Yeah.
That piston.
Oh yeah.
Whatever that thing's called.
It's like an air hammer, but
it's got that piston drive.
Knocks them out.
I don't even know what you're talking about. The reference.
You never seen No Country for Old Men?
No.
Well, the tool he was using is compressed. It was basically an air hammer. So
he's walking around with an air bottle.
Yeah,
a little CO2 thing.
Yeah,
and like an O2 bottle.
Yeah, it's just like a big bottle, and then it's pressurized, and he just goes and he puts it up to their head and dunk. Mm-hmm. And they use those to kill cattle when they go to the slaughterhouse, because it's about the size of a .22 caliber bullet, and it hits them they hit them in the head. It knocks them out. Their heart's still beating. Then they bleed them out and they process them. And so that's what the guy was using to kill people. He would go to I think it's the same movie, but he would go up and knocked on somebody's door and just
and then put it right up to their forehead. Whank.
And it's like knocked a hole right into their head.
He was a pretty good villain in that, and he made a better Bond villain, especially when he pulled his prosthetic teeth out and his face collapsed. Then he really looked like a Bond villain at that point.
Yeah, that guy's a villain, all right.
This is what him did to me. That's what happens when you chew cyanide and it doesn't kill you.
Yep, that's the guy. That's the guy.
Yeah.
I loved her. She was my mother.
Mm-hmm. He was a creepy bad guy. But he's not as... David Kemper was the guy I was thinking about.
Do you often think of David Kemper?
Well, only because he was actually fun in the serial killer movies, he's the guy that the FBI guys talked to, that they had their questionnaires filled out for, if you were a serial killer and you did X, Y, or Z. And then he was gleefully happy with helping them answer those questions. And he liked being attached to the cops, and he was just he's a giant fruitcake. And he was sharing a cell with another serial killer, and he was like, I'll get the information for you. So he befriended this other serial killer and then ratted him out to the feds. So the BAU has all of this information from several serial killers.
What movie is this?
Mine Hunters.
Mine Hunters. Like Mein Kampf?
MIND.
Okay. I'm just trying to get it straight. Got to make sure I'm right. Because I go out there.
Minded Hunters.
Mind.
I can't say it like you say it. Like
mountain. Mountain?
Mountain.
You climbing a mountain?
And
in your cotton pants? With the buttons undone?
Mm-hmm. Like that. See, you can't say Mine Hunter that way, then, can you?
Mine.
Mine Hunter.
Mine.
No, that's a video game. Mine Hunter.
Mine Hunter. So how many people did this Gilgo Baggins guy kill?
Dude,
the Serial Beach killer.
Yeah,
was it a Serial Beach? What is it?
Yeah.
It was.
What did he do?
He killed these prostitutes. And
Gilgo Beach. Go give me the finger. Had a soundproof room. What was that all about?
There was a husband and wife team.
And they didn't know. And the thing is if his apparently what they put on the news is that his wife and his daughter did not even know
what was going on. How does a giant man? Because he's 6'6", 6'9"?
Yeah, whatever. But the thing is like, and they showed pictures of his home, and it's like, dude,
BTK.
It's like, the thing is like, get a yard person. They blow the leaves off your roof, It was just.
He's not the only one to pull that crap off. That BTK guy killed dozens of people, and he was a deacon or something in his church, and all kinds of public exposure and writing letters taunting the cops, and yet he still got away with shit for years.
It's just having a power, complex. I don't know.
Bundy was making fun of the cops when they had him. He played them for a long time.
He was a little whacked.
Well, he was when they look at the psycho scale, he's the one that they use as the archetype. He's the baseline. Are you as crazy as, or you're more crazy than?
Equal to or greater than.
Well, this guy says he didn't kill the women. And it was only 4 people. It's only 4 women.
There was only 4 for this last recently, but I guess it was some that's been like 10 years ago.
Yeah, they got DNA off a pizza box and some other shit.
And so I'm going to pause right there. So they were able to get all that DNA from this guy from a pizza box, digging through the trash. They recovered this pizza box and pizza. But yet we couldn't figure out, or the government couldn't figure out.
Used to Hunter Biden.
Couldn't figure out whose bag of Coke that was.
Yeah.
That is just, okay, maybe we need to get a different investigative crew in there.
Fire that whole group of people and look, you guys ain't doing this shit right.
We need to get the local sheriff department. They can get the shit done.
Hell, fucking Barney Fife could have figured that shit out. Andy, look what I found.
So this started in 2010, right? Police found the remains of 10 humans scattered along a beach along Barrier Island. 8 women, 1 man, and a young child. How young?
Appetizer. The kid must have been an appetizer.
Maybe like.
But the authorities said it was, one person didn't kill all those victims.
And yet they have this guy in custody. So explain me that one.
Well.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
And 4 of the women had been sex workers. Not that, sex workers deserve to be serially killed.
Well, the Green River killer was big on knocking off prostitutes. He killed a boatload. He filled a tractor trailer full of them. Then there was a husband and wife team that had an S&M dungeon in a trailer. And they would drive around, pick up girls, keep them for a couple of weeks, chop them up, and then get rid of them. A bunch of creepers.
Chop them up.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Like with a meat cleaver.
just chop them up and just trash them out.
Just throw them away.
There was a woman who disappeared that prompted the police search that led to the accidental discovery of the Gilgo Beach remains.
It was
And
an
this individual
accident.
was herself found dead in a nearby coastal marsh, but the Suffolk police concluded that she had drowned accidentally. And a finding that their family has not accepted, believing she was also killed. Not only did she drown, but she was also killed.
Wow, that's kind of redundant.
She was killed somehow.
Well, according
If
to...
she's dead, somehow she died.
Lemmy Kilminster
Was
wrote
she
a song,
killed? Did she drown? Was she stabbed? Did
She was
Was it fentanyl?
Killed by death.
Killed by death. That's ultimately the case.
I'm thinking she didn't get the Fauci jab and didn't have her mask on either.
The vax got her? Wow, that's plausible.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like it's like this lady that got mowed. You heard about that one?
Got mowed?
There was a homeless lady, right? We already talked about this.
No.
No.
Yeah, she was asleep in a park somewhere, and somebody bought this area, and they were going to renovate it, and it was high grass, and a dude in a mower, like one of them brush hog kind of mowers,
that'll
was mowing
make a
through
mess.
there, mowed over this lady that was sleeping in the park, and
What
now
a good way to fuck up your brush hog.
and now the family are suing the
For
family
what?
of the homeless person for neglect, killing her neglectfully. But they still haven't decided if she was dead before she got plowed over, or, you know, she could have died of fentanyl or a drug overdose and not been sleeping.
You know,
but
because
been,
those brush hogs don't cut with a blade, they cut with chains. So that would have just twisted her all up into tiny little pieces, and she'd have been a meat sack.
well, depending on which one, some of them do have blades.
Either way, it's pretty.
Ugh.
That's.
Yeah.
And it's not immediate.
Yeah, no, well, no. It's whack, 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 whack.
Right.
Yeah. Chopped up like a meat cleaver.
Would you kill him with a duck?
Said the family went out there
Did they
where she
hit-
was at, and they were picking up pieces of her.
Nah, just
So the coroner's still
Here's-
trying to. How do
here's
you figure out how they were killed? If you have to do an autopsy, I mean, you got to take each little piece.
put it back together.
I've
Did
got-
they hit the head?
I
Did they
had-
start at the head end, or did they just start at
I
the
don't
foot
know
end?
at what end was there.
Or were they in the fetal position? You start at the ass end, or it's like, okay,
There's just so many
Wait.
questions to this. I mean,
All right, Quincy,
how
what's
could
your
she
theory?
sleep? How could she sleep through this big machine coming
this
at
fucking
her?
tractor.
Fentanyl.
I mean, I don't know if anybody
track-
out there knows about mowing with a brush hog. They are not quiet.
First, you got
They're
the
loud.
First, you got the tractor coming over you.
And it wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't the first
Yeah,
pass.
guy,
No.
the guy's just tootling around. Da-dum, da-da-da-da-da, da-dum.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Oh shit, man! I don't know, boss. How we get this shit out the back of the
And
blades?
They're complaining that we didn't stop immediately. Why
'Cause
didn't
she's
he
sitting
see
there
her
with all of that
sleeping in
other
the tall grass?
Ah,
Wow.
Poor boy will probably never mow again.
I tell you, I was so injured I had to call a bambulance.
Ambulance.
This deer come out the woods, jump on there, and bit me in the face. I had to call me a bambulance.
Wow, that's just
Well, how many bodies they pull out of Gacy's crawl space? 50?
oh fuck.
All the ones that were there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely all those.
Every one of them.
You get them all? There.
Yeah. I watched that Netflix thing on him, and it's crazy.
He's a weird fucking dude.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was so politically connected,
Yeah.
but he injected himself into that stuff. So,
Huh.
Well, I mean, it was all
Who else does that we know?
I do not.
No, he was a up
How many
in there.
people did you kill? All of them. But they was
Only
all
the ones that died.
They was all bad.
Reed Brothers.